Morning, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Love 500, and welcome back to what I'm hoping is going to be the last video on Project Holly. We haven't got that much left to do, so I've got the new one there, but I want to get on with this one today because I've got at least 3 people waiting for cars who keep messaging me and asking me, have you got any cars at the moment? Have you got any cars at the moment? I've got this, I've got Holly, I've got someone who is badgering me to come and have a look, so I need to get it done. So let's get on with it. Let's show you what we got left to do, and then we can get on and get it done hopefully today. Well, if not today, it'll be in this video. So let's get on. So, first thing I'm going to do is I have got this bit of trim. It's got to be, it's just come out, but the tabs have obviously gone, so it just needs to be, get some glue in there, stick that, put a bit of tape on it, just hold it in place while the glue goes off. Put the new number plate, I'm going to do that first, put a new number plate on. I've got to change the lock. Oh, it's locked, where's the keys? Yeah, I've got to change the barrel. So this is the new door, and it's got the old handle on it. So this handle, obviously the key for the car doesn't work in this handle because this is the handle that was on the car when this new door came. The handle that came off of the broken door is in the boot, so I've got to swap them over, and then of course the key will work. So that'll be the next thing to do. There's a few little scratches around it. I've got to go over it. I've also got to get some of the bits of, I'm going to machine polish this door, because you can just about see where those, it doesn't show much, but I think machine polishing it will do it. You can just about see where the, where those stickers were down the side, and the bit down there as well, so that needs doing. We have got that dent in the door, which I'm going to try and improve. Hopefully I can do that. What else was there? Yeah, these that headlight's all right. That DRL and that DRL and that headlight need polishing. Both of those DRLs seem to have some water in. They've got some condensation in. I'm hoping that will probably eventually dry up. I think it's probably where this had been stored outside for some time. It's probably water's got in it. So hopefully that will dry out. So I don't intend to be changing those. There's a few little paint chips that I've got to touch up. Then it needs a damn good wash. Slight adjustment on the bonnet. So as you can see, there's only bits and pieces that need doing really. There's nothing major. Everything inside is done. I did the vents, which was on the last video. Obviously I'll put the door card back on once I've done the lock. And then that'll be it, I think. Just a general clean then. Once I've done all the paint bits and pieces, we'll give it another clean on the inside. Get an air freshener in it. Yeah, just sort of tidy it up really. That's the door lock all changed. Door card on. I've given the door card a bit of a clean with elbow grease, because I think I must have omitted to have cleaned it when I cleaned the seats in this, unless it's just got dirt in the garage. I was looking for, because the paint on here is cracked, the typical stress fractures, and I'm not going to mess around painting that. As you can see, I've glued that on, taped it in position. But I found these. I thought I'd give them a go. I found them in the garage. I had bought some similar sort of things as this for the rear, but they're miles too deep. They probably fit the 500X, but they certainly don't fit that. I mean, those have to overlap, so they seem to have stuck all right. There's no bubbles in them. I think when I bought them I got this with it. Yeah, it looks alright. So I've just cleaned it on the other side. I'm just going to put one on the other side as well. There's a little bubble there. That's it. Yeah, they're alright actually. Bit of fake carbon fibre. Whether they'll stay alright or not, I don't know, but I think they look alright. Possibly I should have brought that further forward, I guess, but I've put, basically what I've done is I've put to get them in the same position the other side, I've put the F in line with the middle of that, where the seat bolts down. But yeah, possibly they should have gone further over. Having said that, by rights, of course, everyone who gets in the back puts these dents in it with their high heels. That's just the boys. So by rights, you should have them at the back as well, really. But yeah, I think it looks alright. But I say, arguably, it should have come up to there, really. I guess that's probably what that. Yeah, maybe it should have come up to there. But never mind, I've done it now, so tough. The other one will have to go in the same place. But I think I bought three sets of those. So I started to unroll them, and there was loads of them. So I'll stick this one on as well, the other side. Might as well. Well, obviously I've done one, I've got to do the other. And then we'll carry on. Just trying to think what else we've got to do. We know what we've got to do, don't we? Oh, that's something else I forgot as well, is the aerial. The aerial base on this one is knackered, so we've got to do that as well on this. But yeah, we are getting there now. So I'm going to stick this on, do a couple of other bits and pieces. I'm not going to film literally everything today, but I'm doing, as you've seen on the door, I'm doing some stuff on time lapse. So you've seen me putting door cards on them, doors and, you know, locks and what have you so many times, and there are always videos out there on the channel if you want to see it of how to change a handle and so on. So one video I am going to redo, because I saw someone posting was asking about getting an airbag off, and I've got 2 videos on getting an airbag off, and on both of those videos it shows me with that bent screwdriver that I used to use and doing a sort of that motion, or that motion, I can't remember which way around it was now, to sort of push it inwards or outwards, when actually all you need to do is twist it, which is what I do now, a lot easier. So I think I probably will do at some point, next time I take one off, which I could have done on that one I suppose, which I did the other day. Next time I take one off, I will do a new video for that and remove the old one. Anyway, let's get on. Well, it's starting to get warm now. Right, new number plate is on. I think the next thing to do is going to have a little go at this dent. So what I'm going to do, is I'm going to, rather than try and get a PDR tool down through the glass, I'm going to take the door card off. I know when you get PDR people, proper, you know, professionals, when they're doing a dent here, they will drill a hole in here and then put one of their rods through and push it out, and then they'll plug it. And I don't know if they ever do it on a door. I don't think they probably do, but what they do is they'll wind the window down. I think they wind it down. They will put a wedge in between the glass and the outside of the door, and then they can get their tools in that way. But that's obviously to save them taking off door cards. I can take the door card off in 5 minutes, so I think I might as well do it that way. And then you've got a little bit more control and you can see what you're doing, especially for an amateur. So I don't know if it's going to work. It's not much of a dent, but I want to, even if I can't get it out completely, I want to see if I can make it a bit better. So we'll get the door card off and then we'll give it a try. Just give you a little view of it close up. You can see it. I'm not even sure you can see it. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, it's not that bad, and it's a lot better since I did actually use the cold glue on it, if I remember rightly, and it's nowhere near as bad, but you can see it, and I want to try and see if I can improve it. So let's get the door card off and then we'll do it live and see if I can get it out. Okay, a couple of things. Door card is off, obviously. It's nothing like stating the obvious. The dent is right behind that, so I can't get to it. That's a shame. I just had, as soon as I got it off, I thought, oh, I bet it's behind it. You can't actually feel it. It's literally right behind that, which is a nuisance. The other thing, remember I said about this on the other door, about the window winder being a bit of a Heath Robinson? It's the same on this one as well. What coincidence is that? So both of them, both sides have got that third party, I don't know what it is, non-OEM. It's certainly not like any one I've ever seen before. How strange. But yeah, that was a waste of time then doing that, so I'll have to revert to plan A. We can't even obviously get anything down there. We physically can't get to it from the inside at all, so it can only be done from the outside, which is a shame. So I think all I can do is just try the cold glue on it again. See if I can pull it out a little bit more with that, but I don't think it's going to work very well. But we'll give it a go. If not, I'm not going to mess around filling it. You know, it is what it is. Yeah, it'll have to stay like it, unfortunately. Never mind. Anyway, we'll see if we can get it out a little bit more, and hopefully we might be able to make it a little bit more invisible. But yeah, let's get the door card back on again. What a waste of time. Right, it's time to do the aerial. So I've dropped the back seats down. I've taken all the bits out that I need to get to, and bearing in mind this is exactly the same year. This is 6 months younger than the previous car. And this one has got the modern, which is what I was expecting on the other one. So it's got the modern click-in rather than the male female thing, which is what this is. That's what I was expecting on the other car, but luckily, of course, I bought one of those, so I've got one. And the other difference is, rather than a 22mm nut that is on the old style one, this one's got, I think it's a 13mm nut, which is where I was struggling before. I keep getting different socket sizes. So I'm going to set you up on time lapse while I do this. But yeah, that's I'm pleased about that, because it's much easier. So I just need to rake out that other aerial and find it. On. It was a bit of a job actually. As you saw, I had to lay down in the back of the car so I could see it. You can't see it. That's the problem. Now, what was I going to say about this? Yeah, so obviously normally I would usually reuse these, but I can't get it off. So I reckon someone has thought, oh, I've got bad reception, we'll try and tighten the aerial down, and it's just won't come off. They've obviously over tightened it. So what I've got, and I'm hoping it's going to fit, is I bought, if you remember on my 500X, someone stole the aerial off of it, and I bought this one for a 500X and it don't fit. So I'm hoping it's going to fit on here. I haven't tried it. You've just seen me take it out of the packet. Let's hope it fits. It possibly won't. It does. Hey, brilliant. Okay, so that's a new aerial and a new base. So it's all connected up. So what we need to do now is try it. And I can't do that on here because obviously we'll get radio stations and music. Well, hopefully we will. Before I put it all back together, I just want to make sure. So let's try it. So I'd hate to put it all back together and then find it don't work. Right, what I'll do is I'll have to mute you. Right, radio on. Yes. Just turned it off. I had to mute the music, obviously, but yeah, working perfectly. Fantastic. Let's get it all back together on time lapse again. Although you would have already seen it probably, I've just had a message from Roy, the locksmith. He's coming this afternoon. Whee! Deep joy. Is that rain? We've got blue sky above us, but it looks like rain on the windscreen. How bizarre. So yeah, it's working. So one thing I have got to do, which I've completely forgot all about, I've just noticed, of course, the mileage is flashing. That's because, as I mentioned before, I put the Blue Me unit out of the other car in, not the one out of this car. So it doesn't matter, assuming it works, of course. Assuming the proxy alignment works, but I'm sure it will. There's no reason to doubt that it won't. Okay, so we can put all this back together. And then that'll be another job done, and then we're almost there. We are almost there now. Right, I am doing the headlights now. I don't think the other one needs doing. I'm not sure whether it's just the moisture in there or whether this DRL needs doing as well. I might do it. It's not too bad, but it is when you compare it to the other one. So just to get it a little bit more uniform, I thought I'd do it. Because I've only used this stuff once before, and I did it on a scratched headlight using the supplied 4 different grades of sandpaper, wet and dry, and it came out quite well. It almost got scratches entirely out. It's really good. So with this, so you just sort of mask it off to prevent damaging any paintwork, which I've done already, and then you put a little, you don't have to put too much on here. You don't think you need particularly very much. Probably using too much, I really don't know. And then it's a bit like doing polishing, you know, paintwork. So we'll spread it around, and then we'll say, it says start off on low speed. I think, can you do? Yeah, you can do. To prevent product sling. I like that name, product sling. And then you've got to go in all different directions. So I don't think it's going to need doing that much. I don't think it's too bad. But we'll do it a relatively decent amount. You can always do it again. If you clean it all off and find it's not enough, you just do it again. Let's see if that's enough. Oh, look at that. It's like a new headlight. It's like a new headlight. That is amazing. That is absolutely amazing. It's like a brand new headlight. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but honestly, that is incredible. There's no way that needs any more work. Wow, I think I'm going to have to do the DRL as well. I mean, that's cleaner than that one. I'm probably going to have to do the other one now. I'll have to stand back and compare them. That's incredible. Fantastic stuff. I know there's people say you can do it with toothpaste. I've never tried, but yeah, this is just great. Absolutely great. So I am going to mask off the DRL, and then we'll do that as well. I'll show you the results of both of them. I should have shown you a before and after, shouldn't I? Close up, but yeah, that is incredible. So we'll take all this off and then do the DRL, and then I'll show you the results. Right, I've done a few little bits and pieces that I haven't bothered filming. I think as far as I can remember, apart from cleaning it inside and touching the paint up, I've got one thing to do, and that's the crease. I've got to try with cold glue and see if I can get that out again. But everything else, I've tidied that up a little bit, just there. I've tidied the bonnet position up a little bit. So that's still not perfect, but it's as good as I'm going to get it. I've sorted this out. I had, as you know, I'd bent this in a bit more, but the door I'd noticed was actually too far in. So I've moved the striker plate this way, and it was then sticking out a little bit. I've now got my foot on the door card, bent it with the window down, obviously, and that's done that trick now. So that's sorted that out. So I think I'm going to take this tape off of here now, so that should be okay. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a clean, then I'll go around and touch the paint up, touch the wheels up where they need it. That one doesn't, back one does, front one does a little bit, and then the last thing to do is that crease, and I think we're then done. I think it's then finished. Don't think there's anything left for me to do. Radio works great now. I've got the new aerial on. It's all clean under the bonnet. It was already cleaned under the bonnet. I think we're, yeah, apart from touching the paintwork up where it needs it, which isn't, you know, massive amount, I think that's it. That wheel doesn't need touching up. Show me about that crease. That one needs a couple, no, actually no, I think that one's alright. It's just the, strangely enough, it's the driver's side. It's normally the other side unless they've been swapped at some point. Oh, for God's sake, this neighbour of mine, 2 doors up, it's all he ever does. Gets in his car and sets his bleeding alarm off. Drives me around a twist. Constantly. Good job this is a family show. Right, same one who was, well, his wife was jet washing the jet washing the patio as well in the middle of the hosepipe ban. So you can sense my frustration. Right, yeah, let's give it a wash. Touch paint up, and then we'll come on and lastly do that. Oh, I did that. I did the hole in this. Oh God. Good job. I'm a lover, not a fighter. You can still see it. It's a bit wet. It's not perfect by any stretch. You can still see it, but it's yeah. I've patched it, so I've put a piece inside, glued inside. But yeah, it'll do. Better than changing the seat. Bloody bloke's a menace. Right, let's get it clean. Okay, so a few days has passed due to, as usual, work getting in the way. In the box down there is my Ozone machine, so I'm not going to leave the engine running. What I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the DRLs off, and then I'm just going to leave the ignition on for about 15-20 minutes with the Ozone machine running on recirculation, just so it can yeah, recirculate basically, so the ozone the ozone can go into the air conditioning system, or, you know, round the vents basically, so it just circulates around the vents rather than just being in the cabin. I'll do that for about 15-20 minutes, and then I'll get my smoke machine out and do the same thing with that. But I think I might actually have the engine running for that, I don't know. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do now, just to, because it is a little bit smelly in there. It's not smoky, it doesn't smell smoky, it's just a bit musty. And then I've got a couple of bits, I've done the touching up of the paint. I've just got to go around it with the G360 or the G3 or 10 or whichever one I'm going to use. There's a mark down there on the bottom of the bumper down there. I just need to get those little marks off, go around, get all those off. I've done all the touching up, as I say. There are a few little marks and they've been nothing spectacular. Yeah, let's get on with it. Right, I've got the Ozone machine on the in the footwell down there. I set it on 20 minutes on the timer. So ignition is on. I'm just going to put the fan on. Just put it on 2. Put it on recirculate, so it stays within the car. And then all I need to do is plug it in and then shut the door. Lights on, there you go. Leave that for 20 minutes. Now you can use these things in rooms as well to get rid of smoke and smells and whatever. But when you're in a room, it even says vacate the room. So I've obviously vacated the car. So we'll leave it, as I say, for 20 minutes running. When we'll come back, and then we'll get the smoke machine out and do the same in that, and then that will give it the nice fragrance as well as killing any bacteria. But although there are people that say that these are the things that kill the bacteria and all those other things do is mask it, possibly, I don't know. That's why I bought this, really. It was recommended by a few people on the channel to get myself an ozone generator, so that's what I've done. So we'll be back once that's done. We'll have a little sniff. When I've used this before, it doesn't give it a nice smell. It gets rid of the bad odours and obviously kills the bacteria and so on, but it doesn't particularly give it a nice smell inside. It's a bit of a not a nice smell actually, which is hence why I'm going to use the fog machine afterwards to go around all the vents as well and to give it a nice smell. We'll choose which one. I've got so many to choose from, so many different flavours. We'll choose one and we'll do that afterwards. So back shortly. Right, the 20 minutes have passed and the timer has gone down to 0 and switched itself off. So we'll take that out. It's a very strange smell. It's a very strange smell, but it's not a smelly smell. It's sort of a clean smell, but I don't know, it's difficult to describe. It's quite a bizarre smell. It's not a smell that you want to sit in the car and go, oh, that's a nice smell, but it's not a dirty smell. It's a clean smell, if that makes sense. We haven't got smelly vision, so smelly YouTube, so you have to make do with my description, which isn't probably very good. Anyway, that's that done, so we'll put that away, and then we'll get the fog machine out, which you've seen before, and we'll choose a flavour. Right, we've got the smoke machine out. Oh, we've got another one down here. Oh, something's leaked. So we have lots of flavours here, too many flavours really. We've got brilliant bilberry, which is actually quite nice. Very cherry, which is very cherry. 1 million, which does absolutely smell like the aftershave. The sweet shop is a little bit sweet, but it's very similar to a lot of ordinary, you know, hang from your mirror air fresheners that I've smelt. The lemon sherbet is nice. As you can see, I've used that one more than anything. I haven't really used very many. Fresh mint, not sure that's a nice, particularly good fragrance for inside a car. And the new car scent. So I've used the 1 million before, I've used the lemon sherbet quite a lot, and I've used the new car. I think I'm going to go for the new car because it's actually a really nice smell, and of course it doesn't smell anything like a new car, of course, but they never do, but it is a really nice smell. So let's set this up in the car, up on the back seat, and then we'll again have the, don't think you have to have the engine running. Don't think you do. I can't remember, I haven't got the instruction manual there. I think as long as it's on recirculate, it's okay. I can't remember in the past whether I've had the engine running or not. If you've got it on recirculate and you've got the fan going, then I don't see any reason why the engine needs to be running. But we'll do that, set that up, get it going, and then we'll show you the car full of smoke. So, oh, there's a little bit of smoke even coming out, and I haven't even activated the switch yet. So, yeah, it's all set up, it's all plugged in. I'll just put it on that box lid just so it's not directly sitting on the seat, just in case it does get a bit hot underneath, which it may do. Yeah, I've got the fan going still. So it's plugged in, and what we do is we have to shut the door, and we have to try and keep that seal down there, as we don't want, let me shut the door. Yeah, that hasn't worked. Oh, can't get the door open now. I think I have to do it from the inside. Not ideal. Oh dear, I can't get the door open. Right, sorry about that. I actually caught the wire in the door shut, and I couldn't get the door open. Oh God. Oh, that'll have to be in my bloopers reel. I'm putting together a bloopers reel. Every time something happens that's wrong, I save the file. So at some point in the future, I'll be putting a bloopers reel together. So yeah, we're using the new car scent. So it's all plugged in. Power lights on the back, and what we have to do, press this button and the smoke will start coming out, and when it stops, it will stop, and then you have to wait for the plate to heat up inside it again, and then when that happens you press the button again. So the light will, I think the red light goes out, and then you let go of the button and wait for the green light to come on, which means it's ready, and then press it again. That's it, light's gone out, so just wait. It's already filled it up quite well. So obviously you can see it, I don't know if you can see it moving around. Obviously the air vents are blowing it. And what you sort of hope is it doesn't leak anywhere out of the car, which at the moment it doesn't seem to be. I have had it in the past where it leaks out in various places. At the moment it seems to be all staying put, which is good. But obviously as the volume of smoke increases. Green light on yet? No. That will. No, it hasn't heated up yet, so we've got to wait for it to heat up. So there's already quite a lot of smoke in there, which is good. So we'll do this a few times until it's such time as it's hopefully well fumigated. Get rid of all the, well no, all the nasty smells have gone, of course. It's just got the smell of the ozone. Once that's gone, and it'll be nice smelling like a new car, hopefully. We'll see. Be back shortly. Right, car is full of smoke. I've pressed the old button about 7 times, maybe, something like that. And as you can see, you can't see in there, I don't suppose. You can just about see there, you might be able to see it, the smoke being pushed around by the fan. But there is no smoke. Every time I push the button, the smoke, or rather between pushes, the smoke doesn't seem to be dissipating. Although you can still see the seat, you can still just about see the headrest through there. So, but I can't see anywhere that the smoke is coming out. So the seal is a good one. Obviously, if I opened the boot now, it would come out of there. But yeah, normally you can see just a little bit of wispy smoke coming out from somewhere, but there's nothing at all. Although, can I smell it? Might just be able to smell it, I'm not sure. So it might be coming out somewhere, but nowhere obvious, not like before. So all the seals are super fandango in this, which is good. That's a bit of a bonus. So I've unplugged it now. We've done enough. Enough goes with it, and I say it's not dissipating, so it's not leaking out much, if any, at all. So we'll leave it in there circulating. Oh, just saw some smoke. Where's it come from? Over there. It's coming out from under the bonnet somewhere. That's where it came out from before, I think. So there's obviously somewhere where there's a grommet coming through. So it is losing a little bit. Gone again. Just saw a little bit. So yeah, it is gradually, it will gradually dissipate then, because you can, before you couldn't see the steering wheel, and now you can. So it's funny, just saw a few little plumes coming out and then they disappeared. Oh yeah, there's another one. Weird. So we'll leave it a little while. Oh yeah, it's getting clearer in there. You can see the seat and the steering wheel from here now. You couldn't see that before. And I can just get in a vague whiff of it. So what you have to do, so once you've decided that's enough, which I'm not sure there's any great rush, once it's, you know, you think it's done its job, you open the doors, you let the smoke dissipate, leave the doors open for 10 minutes or something, just to air it out a little bit, and then that's it, job done. As far as I remember, I haven't used this for a while, but as far as I can remember, it's not particularly overpowering, but it's just a nice smell, and it lasts quite well as well, I think. And then obviously I will put another, depending on when I sell it, I will put another air freshener in there as well, as I normally do. So that's it for now on that. I think the next thing we've got to do once I finish this is get this, you know what, the more I look at it, I don't even think it needs it, but I am going to do it. Yeah, you can see it. You can see where the paint's oxidised there and it's not where the sticker was, so I am going to give that a bit of a polish. So I'll get the machine polisher out. I'll use the, I think I'll use the big one rather than the little battery operated one. It's all right that, but it hasn't got much oomph in it, so I'm going to use that one. Yeah, and then we'll, after that I think we're pretty much done then, you know. I don't think there's anything left to do. I've done the seat. The seat patch is all right. It's not fantastic, you can still see it, but there's no hole anymore. You can't see the sponge behind it, you can't see any burnt bits, so it'll do. I think we're done. I've done the wheels. Whilst I was doing the Ozone, I've gone round and I've touched the wheels up. Again, you know, it's only a touch up. I've touched up all the paint. Yeah. Oh, aircon, that's what I've got to do. Tomorrow I need to send a bloke a message actually. See if I can go and get the aircon regassed tomorrow night. I don't suppose I'll do it over the weekend, but yeah, it's Sunday today. But yeah, I'll get it done tomorrow, and then I can send the lady a message who wants this one. Well, so she hasn't seen it, she's seen pictures, she knows about it. But you know, most people that do want to, you know, that are interested in the car tend to buy them. And then we've got at least another two lined up, one possibly for this one. And then as soon as this one's gone, we will be looking for another one. So yeah, we're back once we come to open the door on this, and you can see all the smoke dissipating. And then we'll get the polisher out. Right, dissipated quite a bit, but it's still quite foggy in there, so we'll open the doors, see what comes out. Ooh, quite a lot. Let's open the other door as well. Yeah, once you open the doors and that, you can see it's still coming out the vents. So we'll leave that gut on for a little while. Just for a few seconds, just for it all to dissipate from the vents. Hopefully we haven't run the battery down. Shouldn't have done. It's a new battery. Right, let's switch her off. So it's been unplugged for quite some time, so I should be able to just take it out, and then whatever's left in it, doesn't feel like there's very much, whatever's left in it, we'll just pour back into the bottle. Shame to waste it. And that's that done. So we'll leave those doors open for maybe 5 minutes. There still is smoke coming out. I might even open the boot actually as well. Oh, I know what I've got to do. I've got to do that proxy alignment, haven't I? So that, I mean, I suppose with that flipped down, it was more difficult for the smoke to get in. Because I mean, it doesn't make a airtight seal along here, but seals to a degree, I suppose. But of course, it would have come in from the middle of the seats as well. But yeah, we need to give it a little bit more of a clean inside as well. We've got dirty marks on the backs of the seats and that sort of thing. So we need to go over the hard surfaces again with some elbow grease and get it all up to standard. Get some new mats in it. They're the old mats. We'll get some new mats in it. And that'll be the end of it, I think. We're done. Just got lots of bits and pieces here. The old aerial and the other aerial, which I didn't use. Oh, that's what I've got to put on. The light. I forgot to put that back on. Let's put that on. So there's all these bits and pieces that just need doing to get it finished off. But we'll do that. And then it'll be done. Right, apart from polishing on the outside, the one last thing, I've done it, it's all polished inside, it's all nice and clean inside, apart from a couple of little crevices like that, which I've got to get a screwdriver in with a cloth. Flashing mileage. As you know, we put we put the one out of the previous car in here, rather than the one out of this car. So of course it's flashing up, so we need to do a proxy alignment. So here we are back again in multi-ECU scan, and we hope and pray that this works, otherwise I've got to take the sodding thing out and put another one in. I'm sure it will. There's no reason to think it won't. So yeah, bear with. Convergence telematic failed. Well, we know that's because of previous. It's not failed this time. Right, ignition is on. Execute. Yes. Fingers crossed. Sure it'll work fine. Body module. Success. Dashboard. Come on. Success. Airbag. I think it comes after this one. Success. Convergence. Success. Whew. It's a relief. And that should be it then, I think. And then it will tell me to turn off the ignition. Completed. Press Y, turn the key to off. Press Y to continue. And then when we turn it back on, we should have no flashing mileage. Obviously it takes a minute for it, or a few seconds before it actually flashes if it's going to. Sometimes you have to do it twice. No, it seems to have done it, doesn't it? Yeah, that's better. That's good. 57,190, so it's a little bit lower than the previous car. And it is 6 months younger than the previous car. So I'm going to sell it for a little bit more. I'd already sort of agreed a price on the previous one, so which was less than I would have sold it for had I sold it to somebody who wasn't a subscriber. So this one's going to go, not sure yet, haven't really decided. I have spent a lot more on this one, funnily enough, even though I've not replaced the stereo. I have spent a lot more money on this one, quite a lot more money. Yeah, door, bumper, etc, etc. We'll go through the figures later anyway, but yeah, that's done the trick. Jolly good. So we don't need to do anything else on multi-ECU scan. I just need to get some little crevice tools in there with some cleaner on it, clean those out. And I've got a piece of cardboard in there, stuck up there in the middle of the dash somewhere. I'll get a screwdriver and rake that out, polish the side of the door, and that's it. That is then it, apart from, there's always an apart from, the aircon, which I will, I'm going to message the bloke now actually and see if he can do it for me tomorrow. And then it'll be done, all finished. Okay, that's it, we're all done. All done. Machine polished the door, you cannot see that at all, did down the bottom as well. Well, I did the whole door pretty much. Yeah, can't see where that sticker was at all. I don't know if you remember, obviously on the wing that we got second hand, it had that on it. I put one on this side. Obviously I was going to anyway, but I brought it very, very slightly forward because there was a tiny little dent right behind there. So I've brought it forward a very slight amount and covered it up. Of course, you don't look at both sides together. Yes, that one is in a slightly different position to the other one, but no one will ever know unless you tell them. Unless they watch this video. But that's it. So one thing left to do is just black up the tyres, get the aircon done tomorrow, and that's it. Job done, finished. Wonderful. Action. Okay, so figures time. So I'm not sure what I'm going to sell this one for yet. I have a figure in my head, but I'm not sure. So let's go through the figures with you. So I bought the car on the 27th of June. Right, today is the 4th of September. So I've had this one quite some time actually. Don't know why I've had it for so long. So I bought it on the 27th of June. The car was £1,250. That was the hammer price, £1,250. With fees and VAT on the fees, it came out at £1,583.60 at the door. The delivery was £162.50. I put a front bumper on it, which was £130. A bonnet was really expensive at £160. That's the most I've ever paid for a bonnet. Ridiculous amount, £160. Aircon regas, which is being done tomorrow, which is the last thing to do, is £30. Because it was a Cat N, I had to send off for the V5 and pay the £25 fee. I'm not sure they've actually ever cashed the cheque. I'm sure they don't cash the cheques. I can't see it on my bank account. So whether they keep hold of them for 6 months or something, and well, they only last 6 months, don't they, a cheque? But I'm sure in the past they've not cashed the cheque, but we'll count it because I've sent them a cheque. £25. I had to buy headlight brackets for one side, which was £13.49. The number plates were £11.99. The driver's door was £155.99. Not too bad, but I've paid a lot less. Driver's wing was £70, which is about right. The passenger wing was £65. I had to buy an arch liner, of course, which was £20.99. Brake pads were £25 and 6p, and the brake discs were £25.38p. I bought a wheel and tyre because one of them was not in very good condition. That was £50. I had a good tyre on it. The Blue and Me, as you know, didn't work. I had to send that off. The repair of that was £78. And I've just counted 50% of the return postage, which was £15, so I put £7.50. So that comes to a grand total of £2,614.50. Now, the figure I've got in my head to sell it for is £3,250. I'm not sure whether that's a bit too much. If I sell it for £3,250, let's have a look. £3,250. Oh, putting it in the wrong box. £3,250. If I put it in, if I sell it for £3,250, I make £635.50 profit, which isn't too bad. If I only sell it for £3,000, which is a possibility, we can knock some off of there, can't we? So if we sell it for £3,000, that will be £385, which is not a lot of money for quite a lot of work. So I think we're going to go for the £3,250. Well, yeah, I think we've got to go for the £3,250. If they knock me down a little bit, I don't normally take a knockdown because I have people queuing up for the cars. So £635 is okay. But as you can see, I have spent quite a lot of money on this car. So I will let you know in a future video what we sell it for. But for now, that's the end of this video. That's the end of this project. I hope you've enjoyed Project Holly. It's been good. I've got the full service history on it, don't forget, and I've got a spare key, which is good. So yeah, so that's it. That's the end of Project Holly. So as always, if you're not a subscriber, please hit that button. Subscribe to the channel and give us a thumbs up. It really does help with the algorithm. And we'll be getting on with the next project, which is Project Rosie. So until then, thanks for watching as always. Take care, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.